Trigo in the purple, white, and gold. A senior from Trigo at 21-0. Took first in Colby against Tony Rogers from Caney Valley, a junior for the Bullpups, 31-3 in the red singlets.
And we finally have a match again here that figures in the state state championship race. Trigo running in second place, still mathematically in it.
And as we look at the team scores, Plainville 96, Waukegan Trigo 81, Hoxie 81, St. Francis 80.5, Leota 78. So it's tightening up just a bit in that race for second.
Rogers managed to get the takedown there on Schenthaler and take that lead 2-0. It's like he likes to use his legs a little bit.
Was this one of the more balanced classes this season, or what do you think?
Well, you got to look at 152 pounds. You just have a whole lot of high school age kids who weigh about 150 pounds. And so you've got to look at that as being a class that's going to have a lot of wrestlers in it. And when you got a lot of wrestlers, you get a lot of balance.
Schoenthaler trying to step up and out, and that was a strength move, and the official stopped action, and then they'll take it back to the center mat.
The reason they stopped that there was because Rogers had his legs in, and when Schenthaler stood up and carried all of Rogers' weight on his feet there, then we're in a situation where all he has to do is roll over hard, and he can hurt the other wrestler. So the referees call that a potentially dangerous situation and start him over.
Rogers from Caney Valley took fourth in 4A state action in 91, and Caney Valley has had only one previous state championship. They're getting that program going again. Head coach George Jackson in his first year, former wrestler at that high school. So, and you mentioned this as we're talking and getting ready for this meet, that Rogers' losses two of them came to Rourke of Columbus, that excellent 4A wrestler.
Yeah, Rourke is going after his third straight title in 4A this year, and as I recall, those losses were both by 1 point. So we knew that even though we hadn't seen Rogers wrestle before, we knew that he had to be pretty good, or he couldn't stay with Rourke that way, because Rourke is an excellent wrestler, and in fact the whole Rourke family has been good wrestlers. Some of them have even wrestled here at Fort Hays State.
That ends the first period in this toss-up. It's into the second period with a 2-0 score. Rogers, a junior from Caney Valley, leading Schoenthaler from Waukegan Trigo High School. Again, Trigo Community High School still in the chase for this team title, and right now Schoenthaler with an unbeaten record will work from all fours again to start the second period.
This match is almost a necessity for Trigo if they're going to have a shot at that title. Schenthaler is going to have to win this match because Plainville's already won one of their matches, and if Schenthaler doesn't win this one, you could say almost that Trigo's been eliminated from the championship.
So a lot riding on this match, and more just than a win for the wrestler. It could mean a team title, and then they're going to be in a hunt for the second place if they don't win this one either.
Roger hooked up that cradle very well, because Schenthaler is not exactly a weak wrestler, and he powered that cradle right in there and put him on his back with it. And that was a good cradle. He wasn't able to hang on to it too long, but he was able to hang on to it long enough to get 3 points out of it, and that's what he wanted.
Boy, nice move. Again, a lot of strength. As you mentioned, these guys at 152, they can still be very flexible and have a lot of quickness and speed, and still have that strength.
Yeah, from here on up, you see them begin to slow down just a little bit, but these guys have still got a lot of quickness and a lot of flexibility, and they can have a lot of strength along with that.
Yeah, Hoxie still might have an outside shot at Plainville, but I don't know. Plainville might have their second state championship wrapped up in the last 5 years if this doesn't work the way Trigo wants it to work. Again, Plainville winning the last championship in '88 for Coach Brad Frederickson in his first year at Plainville, but two teams still in the hunt yet, but it's slowly starting to look like Plainville might be the team champion.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably a pretty good guesstimate of what's going to happen. Excellent foot sweep there.
Wow.
Brought him right back down where he wanted him.
It looks like things are going the way of Tony Rogers, but only a 5-0 lead. He had that reversal, then he had a near fall, got 3 points, 5 up, 5-0 after, as we approach the end of 2 with 20 seconds to play or to wrestle in this period.
Rogers likes that crossbody cradle. He just keeps going back to it and going back to it and going back to it. So far, he's only been able to score with it once, but obviously it's one of his favorite moves. Of course, that's a move that's been made popular by a lot of very good wrestling teams over the years.
And we mentioned Schoenthaler as he tries to make something happen with a period left. He's trailing 5-0 to Rogers of Caney Valley. He was first at Colby, two-time state qualifier, qualified at 152 both times. This is his second trip. He was an MCL champ, beat Terrell Kellogg Smith Center in a close one. He was the Oberlin champion, trying to keep his record unbeaten against a very good wrestler from Caney Valley. He took first at the regional at Douglas, and he took fourth in 4A as a sophomore, 145 pounds last year. So this is his second trip to state. He has had some experience.
And right now he's got a big hole to try to climb out of. 5-0 is not a great big spread, but against a very good wrestler like this, that's a big hole, and it takes a big shovel to get out of it.
Well, let's check if he's got one in his gear. I don't know. Especially, as we said, he seems to be going against a very technically sound wrestler with a lot of strength and confidence.
Well, I know that Coach Jackson does a good job down there. I don't know him myself, but I know that his father was the one that started that program in Caney Valley, and he wrestled for Dad, and now he's come back to coach it. So I knew his dad, and his dad was a sound wrestler, a good coach, and so we know that he's got some good teaching behind him there.
And it's going to take everything he has to hold on right now. Boy, we've been neutralized in the last few minutes, a few seconds of this period. It's a minute 10 and counting in the third. It's 7-0. He picked up 2 more points, and he's out in front after leading at the end of 2, 5-0. So he's been gradually building on that lead against Schoenthaler from Trego.
Now, Schoenthaler's got a problem here. Every time he moves, seems like he has to bring his knee up toward his head. Rogers likes that because that makes that cradle a little easier to lock up. So Schoenthaler's got the problem of trying to figure out how to get that leg up and get up to his feet without giving up the cradle.
Well, I like that phrase, lock up, because that's what he's doing. He's just locking him up and not letting him do anything. We should mention also at 152 pounds, taking third was Pop from Lyons. Curry of Atwood takes fourth. Adams from Silver Lake takes fifth. And Terrell Kellogg of Smith Center gets a medal in 6th place. So good backdoor wrestling. And again, we've got 42 seconds to go. I guess you've seen it made up before 7 points, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's very difficult to make up that kind of a deficit in 30 seconds or so, because especially if you're wrestling, you ever go with that cradle again, you kick free from it and almost got a reversal out of it, but Rogers able to hang on and put him back down on the bottom again.
20 seconds to a gold medal for Rogers of Caney Valley. They've dropped the 3-2-1A and they've come west, and they might go away with the state champ.
Looks like a mere formality at this point. Just got to finish out that last 6 or 7 seconds, and Rogers has himself a state championship.
Boy, and he does it against an undefeated record holder in Schoenthaler. So Tony Rogers picks up the win at 152 pounds. The final score, 7-0. As nope, we've got 1 second left. Again, it's just a formality. 7 seconds, 1 second and a touch later, it'll be a championship for Rogers. He'll up his record to 32-3, and that's the match. Good try by Johnston, or by Schoenthaler, but he was under the gun from the get-go as the wrestler from Caney Valley picks up his 32nd win of the season. So after qualifying for state last year, he picks up a championship this year, again with a win. 7-1. They'll give him 1 point for that escape at the end. And Chad Schoenthaler takes second with a record of 21-1, his first loss on the season. So at 152, that's the way it goes. A good match by Rogers from Caney Valley, and they move down to 3-2-1A, and they pick up an individual champion. And we'll be going to the award stand in just a second for 145 pounds. Again, that was John Neiswanger picking up the win from Leota. He'll get the gold at 145 as they go to the award stand and make the presentation. He beat Dinkle from Ellis, so Casey Dinkle picks up the 2nd place medal. So 152 proved to be no disappointment, but for Trego, boy, that's going to splash a little cold water on their chase.
Yeah, I think that probably pretty much puts them on the outside and leaves them fighting for 2nd place.
It's going to be quite the chase for second. Hoxie possibly with an outside shot yet, but I don't think it'll happen. It looks like Plainville might win their 2nd state championship, but the battle's going to be for second.
We could even have a tie for second. If Trego's not able to win 2 matches and Hoxie wins their 1 match, we could have a tie.
Boy, that's what you like about this. It's going to be exciting. Here we've got a good one coming up at 160. Let's take a look at it. Again, Fred, we've got Derek Van